You're so good. Yep. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is bench press day. Usually we do that on Fridays, but today we're doing it today. This week we're doing it today. Schedule got a little bit changed up for the weekend, so we needed to kind of shift some things around. So, hitting our bench press today. Got our warm up out of the way before we went live to get everything ready. Now we're hitting a couple warm-up sets on our bench press before we dive into today. Similar to our scheme we did on Monday with our deadlifts, we're doing 8 sets of 3 at about 80% of our 1 rep max. So building up right now to get to that point where we'll have a great workout today. Good stuff. doing well today. Everyone out there in the world. There you go. Too short. I think with the shorter box, your front foot needed to go out a little bit further. But that works perfectly too. She's doing leg day today. Because my weekend plans kind of screw with our normal schedule. Instead of doing my long run that I normally do on Saturdays, I had to do that yesterday. Let me rephrase, I got to do that yesterday, which was awesome. It was great, perfect weather for it, but my legs and body are very tired today. So usually we do squats on Wednesdays, but today we're going to do our bench press. I'm going to do my squats tomorrow. Probably not going to stream tomorrow, but we're still going to get them done. Even if we have to adjust our calendar sometimes, that's okay. Because that happens. Life gets in the way and we got to be flexible and adjust on the fly. Okay. 8 sets of 3 with 225 pounds on the bar. Only way to get through it is to do it, right? Okay. 8 is going to be a lot. 8 is going to be a lot of sets. Good news is, first one's out of the way. It's only 7 more to go. Whew. Hopefully the energy levels will pick up and kick in. Body is tired. We do a lot of work, a lot of good work. Hope you guys are having a lovely day as well. Tripod's dusty. No, I didn't say it was a bad thing, I just said it's a thing. Okay, Eric, bring the energy up. We need to. We were on the fence about going live because we're tired. We decided to pull the trigger on it, which means we gotta be here. So let's get going. Oh, heavy weights are heavy sometimes. Yeah. Maybe. It is a very minute difference, minuscule difference. If you're holding it like you are, where you're holding the weight in the hand of the leg that is planted on the ground, it focuses on the muscles of that leg a little bit more. If you hold it in the opposite hand of the leg that is back, it works on your core a little bit more because your core is going to want to dip, it's going to want to move, so it forces you to engage a little bit. But it is a relatively insignificant difference. Mm-hmm. Alright, set number 3 of our bench press coming up. We're moving right along. The nice thing, I like bench press because even though it is heavy, our body tends to recover a lot quicker than on our squats and our deadlifts. Usually our squats and our deadlifts, we need to take like 3 to 5 minutes to recover. With our bench press, even at a heavier weight, we can usually recover a little bit quicker in kind of the 2 to 3 minute range. So we're able to kind of keep things moving along a little bit quicker. We got lots of stuff we'd like to do. It's always nice to kind of keep the show going. Good stuff. Bench feels strong today. It has felt kind of bleh the last few weeks. Feels strong today. Even with a tired body. Like I said, went for a run yesterday. Ran through the woods. We're doing some trail runs this in May. Next month we got 3 of them on our calendar. So I've been running in the woods and did just under 11 miles yesterday. to prep for the half, which will be, 13.1. I did the full south loop, and then I did like an up and back because I didn't think I was going to be able to make the whole in the time, and I wanted to be done at 2 hours. Basically did a 2-hour run yesterday, and today was supposed to be squats, and I could have done them, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% confident I would have gone down on the first rep and just crumpled. So, giving the lower body a little bit of a rest today. Upper body's still tired from all the moving and getting brush out of the way, but it's not nearly as fatigued as our lower body is today. So, it's always something to keep in mind is to make sure you are flexible with your routine, flexible with your program. Like I said, usually that long run that I did yesterday is saved for Saturdays, but I'm busy this weekend playing in a hockey tournament, so lots of hockey will be happening, and I won't have the time to do the run, so I just shifted my schedule. Did my long run yesterday, bench press today. I'll hit my squats heavy tomorrow morning with kind of a lot of stretching and a lot of light work afterwards, so that way my body is ready to go for all the hockey on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's all about being flexible, making fitness and everything kind of fit to your schedule rather than trying to make it conform to your already busy schedule. We already got enough stuff going on in our lives. Last thing we want to do is throw in, we have to meal prep and work out all the time. So find what fits best for you, be flexible with it, but always show up. Alright, this will be set number 4 on our bench press. 8 sets of 3, 80% of our 1 rep max weight. Our goal that we're going to be aiming for in about 6-7 weeks is going to be 280 pounds, which will be a new PR. We failed at 265 last time, about 6 weeks ago. And so today we got 225 on the bar. It's moving pretty well so far. First 3 sets went well, so we're fingers crossed these last 5 do as well. So let's keep it rolling. Yeah. That's what we like. That's the good stuff. You are all done on this bar, right? Okay. Happy Wednesday, Crimson. You got a big weekend coming up, brother. How you feeling? Tired? Yeah, you getting everything all prepped and packed and boxed up? Sorry, I'm trying not to talk too loudly. We got a phone call happening. Definitely understand being tired and packing everything up. You're moving just from an apartment to a house, right? So hopefully not too crazy on the amount of things you got to get packed up. But I guess all the cleaning and organizing is always kind of a pain in the ass. That's always the thing. You never realize how much stuff you have until you have to move it, which is what I'm excited for when we move here in the next month or so. Lots of trips to the dumpster. Getting those steps in. Just remember, this doesn't count as your workout. But it does give you the out that if you do still go to the gym, still get your workout in, because your body's fatigued, because your body's tired, because you are going to be moving, because you're going to be lifting a lot over the course of the next few days, it does give you the excuse, the reason to go a little bit lighter. Still do the same workout, maybe do about half the weight, just kind of use it almost as a prehab, rehab, almost like a recovery style workout. You can still do the same workout, just dial back on the volume that you normally do, just so that way you're still getting that movement in a purposeful way beyond just our normal activities. Because that's the idea of going to the gym, is getting stronger in the gym is going to help us with our everyday life outside of it, including things like moving and packing. So keep that in mind. We are halfway through our bench press. Like I said, we got 8 sets of 3. We just hit our 4th set, so we're going to get into set number 5 to keep it rolling, because we've got some overhead press, some cable incline press, skull crushers, and curls. We're getting into summer, so I'm going to be wearing a lot of sleeveless shirts, so we're going to blow up the arms this spring, because why not? So let's keep things going. Yeah, that is feeling really good. Looking like crappy weather this weekend for the move. That's a bummer. Just gotta be quick. Fast feet, fast moving. Good thing is if it's gonna be like wet, things dry. It'll be okay. This might be inconvenient and frustrating, but it'll dry. Your stuff will dry, you'll dry. Yo, what's up? Fit 50 fit baller. I can never remember if it's fit 50 or 50 fit, so I had to double check. What's up, Mr. T? Happy Wednesday. And I saw your message about the weekly calls. Unfortunately, we won't be, obviously we'll miss you at the calls, but we'll make sure to get those. I'll get those replays posted for you. Move will be fine on Monday. We're just gonna go do some touristy stuff in DC. Oh, okay. I mean, there's still plenty of stuff you can do that's touristy that's indoors, right? Like there's all the museums and everything. Just go to like 30 museums. And they've got ponchos and umbrellas. They'll be fine. Many museums. I feel like I understand what you mean by that, Crimson. The finest artifacts. You guys are gonna get into trouble this weekend, aren't you? Whew. Some locally crafted products. I bet you guys are just gonna check out a few locally crafted products. What's that? I definitely don't think he's referring to marijuana. I mean, he might be. Craft breweries. Beer. To specify. Yeah. I wasn't quite sure how to. I didn't want to outright and say they're just gonna go get hammered. Just gonna go get blitzed out of their faces this weekend before moving halfway across the country. I was trying to think of a way to play off of going to bars and breweries instead of museums. Historic, handcrafted artifacts. Yeah. Just a perfectly respectable sampling. Okay. Gotcha. You guys do you. I'm sure you'll take care of each other. Gotta hit all your favorite spots before you're out of there. Only thing that sounds worse than moving is hungover moving, so no getting hammered. That is a good point. Yeah, hungover moving sounds terrible. Yeah, moving is already bad enough. You don't need to make it worse. Alright, we got 2 more rounds on our bench press. We are through 6 of them. We got 8 total sets, 8 sets of 3, 80% of our 1 rep max. 225 pounds on the bar. We are feeling good. Body is tired, but our chest is strong. Our muscles are strong. We're still going to keep going. Let's get into set number 7. Either way, I'm sure you guys will still have a great time. Weather being crummy, still, you know, you can still have a good time even though it's raining. You guys will have a good time. And moving with friends always makes the move that much more fun. Makes it easier when you're doing it with some buddies. Now, will you have to come back? I know you're moving on Monday. Will you have to come back and do anything to finish up where you're at now? Or are you just leaving the keys and moving on? I'm ready for this workout to keep moving, so we're going to finish off this last set real quick and get on to our next exercise called a Z press. It is a shoulder press from a seated position on the ground that forces a lot more core action and stability. So let's finish up our bench press and then moving into our Z press and have a little bit more fun building up our boulder shoulders. That's such a perfect picture. Alright, that last rep went a little bit quick, but that also felt really heavy, so we wanted to be done with it faster. So we went faster. Aha, that old chestnut. Okay, bear with us just a couple minutes while we get this set up. Like I said, we're going to do what's called a Z press. Z press is a shoulder press from a seated position with our legs extended out in front of us on the floor. This is a lot more core engagement. So we got to lower up our bar here and get set up for that. So stick around. We'll be right back. Hadn't really thought about that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's good. See, this might be a little bit low. Overhead press from a seated position. Perfect. It was a little, bar's a little bit low to do a fancy exit, but perfect height for what we need it for. that's how I like to do them, just so I don't forget what number I'm on. Correct. Yep. Okay, we are back. Like I said, we are going to do what's called a floor, not a floor press, a Z press. I don't know why it's called a Z press, but the idea is that we're going to be sitting on the floor with our feet sticking out right in front of us on the ground. For our overhead press, the idea here is that, again, because we are sitting on the floor, our lower body is pretty much completely taken out of the equation, so we really have to focus on using our core to stay nice and stable without collapsing in order to press the bar up overhead. So it's a nice little challenge for our core as well as for our shoulders. This is a little bit more of an intermediate exercise. Start off, if you're brand new to the gym, especially shoulder press stuff, I always start off with machines or really light dumbbells, working your way up, eventually getting to the barbell. The barbell can be a little bit compromising for your lower back if you're overextending to push up, so just be careful of that. So we're going to try this one out and have some fun with it. We did it a few weeks ago and it was a good time. It's tough. It's a tough variation, but it's a really good one. I like to bring it into the rotation every few weeks. My personal preference is a standing overhead press with the bar, but this is a fine little variation as well. It's just that added challenge of using our core, which is never a bad thing. We're going to go for 5 sets. Our goal is between 6 and 8 repetitions per set. I'm going to move the mic up out of the way because as we were doing an overhead press, I don't want the bar to smack that. So we're going to flip the mic up here first. Seven feels like the right number for that. Whew. Those are tough. Proud of you. I tripped a bunch of times too. Thankfully didn't fall over either. What's up, Chubamunka? Unfortunately, I don't have any merch yet, but thank you for hopping in the chat and saying hi. But I will keep you posted. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. No, we are. We had some awesome bench press. Now we're getting into our shoulder press. Pushing and pushing and pushing. Gonna get into set 2 of our Z press. This is our seated seated shoulder press. Ugh, I can't talk. Seated shoulder press, using our core to really stabilize. It's a heck of a different variation than a normal seated shoulder press because we don't get to use our legs at all for any sort of stability or any sort of push. So let's get going. Dismount on that is never pretty. Howdy, howdy, Phoenix. Yeah, Chubba. Yeah, you gotta have a pretty strong core for it. I mentioned right before, so that was my second set. Right before my first set, before we dove into it, we talked about that. It's definitely more of an intermediate exercise, in my opinion. I always start people off, like my clients, when we're doing overhead press shoulder work. We start off with machines or very light dumbbells to build up and build up and build up because the focus should be on the shoulders. I like this variation because it does incorporate the core a lot more. You're a lot less stable when you're sitting on your butt because you don't have your feet planted or able to secure your body. So you do have to rely on that core to stay nice and strong. It's a good core builder in that regard. So, whew. Just a fun variation. I throw it in probably once every 3 or 4 weeks. It's a different challenge. I always do some sort of overhead pressing movement, whether it's with dumbbells, the barbell, or the Z press variation, along with my chest press days. But I like to kind of mix up each week which one we do. Whew. Oh, goodness. We're only 2 exercises in, but I am very much ready for lunch. If you are interested in trying this exercise, which I'm not telling you you shouldn't, but if you are still at a beginner level but still want to give it a go, start off with dumbbells. Because dumbbells you can start off really light and it allows you a lot easier way to just bail if you're like falling over. Whereas the barbell's a little bit more dangerous in that regard. So just always go safety first. If you're ever trying a new exercise, always start lighter. You can always add more weight to it. Check your ego at the door. Like, you don't need to throw 500 pounds on a bar to pick it up if you've never done it before. Start off with just the bar. Start off with the 5-pound dumbbell. Start off with just body weight. Whatever it is the lightest thing that you think you would want to use. Go even a little bit lighter than that if you can. Because you want to make sure you know how to do the movement and know how to do it relatively safely before you just dive in full send. So even though I don't do these very often, I have done these before, hence why we have a little bit more weight on here. I usually do standing overhead press, so we're familiar with the exercise. This is just a new variation, having some fun with it. Start off safety first. Start off light. You can always add weight. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot nicer on your ego if you start off lighter and turns out, oh, that was easy, and you can always add more weight rather than being like, oh, that was too hard. Especially if you're a beginner. I think a lot of beginners go out of the gate way too hard, and like, they'll see somebody lifting and they'll go, I can do that, and they try it. And they get humbled very quickly, and because their ego has been hurt, it's very easy to just be like, oh, I'm not going to go do that. I'm not going to try that again. But really, it's just a learning experience, and you're just learning what you can do. And that's kind of the fun part of this, is like, oh, I can't do that. Yet. People always leave off the yet. Benching, did I experience my arms shaking? I'm wondering if it's just not enough reps or not enough being used to it, or maybe I need to go back to push-ups. So you are experiencing the arm shaking when you're bench pressing, chest pressing. I did not feel it today. I have felt it. I know very much what you're talking about, just where like the weight is shaking and you're just a little bit unstable. It's not that you're not doing enough reps or not used to it. It's more that your muscles aren't used to it yet. Or it could just be you're tired that day. It could be any number of things. Just the weight is a little bit heavy, so your bodies are your muscles are shaking in order to maintain stability. And they're just telling you, hey, we're a little bit tired today. That doesn't mean you can't do it. That just means be careful. Understand that that's happening. And if you need to dial back the weight that day and come back to it again the next time, then that's what you need to do. But I don't think it's anything that you need to like regress back to a different exercise. It might just be going a little bit lighter the next time. Usually the shaking isn't necessarily that you haven't done enough reps. It's usually that you might have done too many, or maybe you didn't have enough rest period in between. Like if your first set or two feels really good, and then your third set, your last one, starts to get a little bit shaky, maybe you just didn't give enough time to recover. Oh yeah, it's not just a beginner thing. I feel it too. It's everybody kind of gets that, especially when you're kind of leveling up. You're pushing your boundaries a little bit. It's your body saying, "Oh, this is a little bit different than what we're used to." And just keep that in mind and push with the intensity that you feel comfortable with, and don't be afraid to back off. Like I said, safety first, always. You know, if you feel like you don't have it, re-rack it, reset, get the mindset right, and go after it again. If that means you have to do less weight, do less reps, cut off a set, whatever it is, be okay with doing that, because you haven't lost anything. You're just taking a better precautionary step to make sure that you don't get hurt. And because if you get hurt, that's when you'll lose progress. Because when you're hurt, you can't lift. Well, when you get hurt, you have to take a break from what you're doing. So your program, you lose a little bit off your program. You also are not just hurt physically, but you usually hurt a little bit mentally, because you're like, ah, man, like I should have been able to do that. So your pride takes a little bit of a hit. So you're a lot less likely to push yourself to show up again the next time, unless you have that mindset of, oh, I didn't get it, but I'm gonna fucking do it this time. Unless you've already got that built. So start off lighter, go safe, listen to your body, all those things. If you're shaking, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It just means be careful. It's your body telling you that, hey, there's something a little bit different than what we usually do. So be careful. Like, you probably couldn't see it because it was very, very minuscule, but I was shaking on those. As I was coming down, the control was getting a little bit shaky on it. Yeah, don't want to end up on the IR. Don't want to end up on the bench. The only time you want to be on the bench is when you're pressing it. Gotta walk into the gym with the mindset that you can crush any weight in there, but also the humility to know it's okay if I need to back off today. It's a tricky line to walk. It's a tightrope act, which is why I work on my balance a lot. So I do single leg exercises. Real quick, as we're resting here, before we get into our last set on our Z press, just want to say thank you guys for being here. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday here. I don't know what time it is, wherever you are, but thank you guys for being here. Always love having you. Today we're bench pressing. We're doing our press day. So we did our bench press. We got our Z press, our overhead. We're gonna do some cable chest press here shortly, finishing up with a couple of arm exercises just with the barbell, some skull crushers, and some curls. Always love having you guys here. If this is your first time here, my name is Eric. Welcome in. Always Hungry Personal Training is my brand. It's my business, my personal training business. We're here to have a good time, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Always fun. We like to lift weights. We like to have fun. I like to share knowledge, help each other out. Okay, let's finish off this last set. We are moving right along. Oh, thank God. Those are good. We like those a lot, but whew. A little bit fried. Fried like ice cream. Final Fantasy VII, no. Oh, is it the music? I am not sure. It is just a random chip tunes playlist, so it probably is. I've never actually played any of the Final Fantasy games. I'm sorry to tell you. Just never really did anything for me. This one's going to be a little bit harder to see because we're going to be doing... Let me see if we can still... Bear with me, I don't like to move this tripod as much as the old one because this one has a really nice camera on it. Let's see if we can at least get around. Oh, there we go. Perfect. How did I get into the idea of streaming? That is a great question. I'm going to get set up for our cable chest press, incline chest press, and then I'll come back and answer that lovely question. Usually for our incline, which is what we follow up our shoulder press with on our bench press day, because we want to hit our upper chest. We want to hit that upper pec, front of our shoulder. So I like to do some sort of incline variation. Usually we do dumbbells or the barbell. Today we're going to throw in the cables. I really like the cable chest press version. I like cables for a lot of these exercises because with cables, opposed to unlike dumbbells or barbells, you pretty much get tension on the muscle through the whole range of motion from start to finish. There's very few portions of the movement that you don't have just full resistance. With a dumbbell, if you're just holding it, say we're doing dumbbell chest press, you're holding it down here, you can hold it in this place forever, right? You're getting the tension through the movement, and then even on the lockout, you can pretty much hold that for a really long time and not feel it. With the cable, the entire time it's trying to pull you down. You're having to hold it even in the starting position and at the top and all the way through. So your muscles are engaged, getting a little bit more tension out of it through the full range of motion. And that's on any of the exercise you do with a cable as opposed to doing it with dumbbells or barbells. But because we like variety and we like using all of our pieces of equipment, we vary it up, and that's why we hit all of our different things. They all have their purposes. a brief story time. I got into streaming. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm a very casual gamer. I don't stream any games on Twitch or anywhere right now. That's not to say that I won't. It's just to say that I don't right now. It was never anything that I really wanted, saw myself doing or getting into. I'm a very casual game player. Like, I love playing Halo, love playing Zelda, love playing Assassin's Creed. You know, the classics that I grew up on. I still play all the new versions of. I still play some of the new versions of those. I haven't played any of the new Assassin's Creed yet. Kind of stopped after the original trilogy. But anyway, I digress. But my wife, Jess Brohart, she is big. She was big and is big in the gaming scene. She was a streamer. She streamed for a really long time, and she kind of introduced me to it over the last couple of years when we met back in 2018. And so she streamed games, and she started coming into the gym and streaming some of her workouts in here. So I kind of got into just being on camera. That was always something that was always weirded me out, and it still does weird me out because, like, obviously I'm communicating to you. You are live in person right now. But there's still that disconnect of I'm talking to a camera and a screen rather than a person. So that disconnect always kind of threw me off. I enjoy talking to people. Like, that's why one of the reasons I got into this business is I love hanging out with people and helping them and talking with them through whatever they need to do. So I got a little more comfortable being on camera, being on screen in the background of her workout streams. And she kept kind of like hinting at, like, you know, you'd probably be great. You should do this every now and then. And in September, I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I realized that a large portion of my client base, big thanks to her because of that, a big portion of my client base that I work with, especially in the online realm where I work with people remotely, so I can work with anybody anywhere, coaching. A lot of the people were in the gaming space, a lot of streamers, a lot of gamers, and so it naturally kind of fit to, like, just give this a shot to connect with these people, with this group of people. And even though I'm not a gamer, I still game and I still understand the community and I still love video games myself, and so it's just kind of a natural thing to try out. And I just started with my phone on a tripod, and it's evolved, and we've got now a better headset, we've got a little camera set up, we're using Streamlabs now. Next thing we're gonna do emotes and we're gonna do channel points, and so it is evolving into a bigger thing than I ever thought it would. But I've got the space here. This is where I train my clients in person, and when we don't have clients in person, it's just kind of sitting here through the day, and I work out here. So I was like, why not just bring you guys in, show you what I do, talk about the exercises, answer questions that you have, be a resource, hang out, have fun. I know a big barrier for a lot of people, both in the gaming sphere and elsewhere, when it comes to a fitness journey, is knowledge. It's, you know, we know we need to exercise, we know we need to eat well, but what do I do? How do I work towards my goals? What are the things I need to do to establish the habit? I want to get healthy, I want to figure this out, but there's just so much noise. So utilizing this awesome, you know, space here, whether it's Twitch or YouTube or TikTok or wherever, or Kick, wherever you're streaming from, this is such a cool thing to me still, that I can communicate and talk with you guys and be a resource and hang out and show you that this stuff can be fun, and show you that, yeah, it's hard, it can be intimidating, but here's how you can approach it. Answer questions, clear up the air on stuff, just make it more accessible, because I believe that everybody belongs in the gym, and I was in that same place too when I started 10 or 11 years ago on my own journey. And so that's kind of how it all rolled together. It wasn't necessarily the people thinking I'm crazy talking to no one. It's the, like, I get it if you're a gamer and you're playing your game and you got your camera, if nobody's chatting, if you're, like, especially at the beginning, if, like, you don't have a whole lot of activity, a lot of people watching or whatever, or just people lurking, you know, you can just focus on the game, right? You don't have to necessarily have anything to engage with because you're engaging in the game and people are watching that. Here, what do I do between sets? You know, there's just a lot of dead air, and so it's just kind of awkward, like, hey, I'm just staring at the camera, is anybody watching, is anybody out there? And so what's really cool is, thankfully, this is built up, and we've got our regulars, love all you guys, Bernard, Phoenix, Fried Ice Cream, Crimson, Fit 50, 50 Fit, you know, all you guys, even more beyond that. Thank you guys for coming in regularly and just hanging out and having a good time, and that's what this is about, is just coming together, creating a community of people that are looking to learn, looking to celebrate fitness, celebrate health, and just kind of live happy, healthy lives. Gotta run. Probably won't be able to make the coaching call tonight. Makes sense, you gotta go get packing. Have a great rest of your day, Crimson Chaos. If we don't talk to you in the next couple of days, good luck on your move. Everybody here is sending you good vibes. Have a great weekend. Hopefully the weather holds off. You're the man, and I'll talk to you soon. What games does my wife play? So she's really big into, I believe they are called like dungeon crawlers. I will probably botch this. I know. So this is one of the fun things is whenever I ask her like what genre of game she's playing, there's like 300 different genres and subgenres. Her favorite game, one of her favorite games is probably Slay the Spire, deck builders. She loved Hades, Genshin Impact. What was the other one she was recently into? Disney's Dreamland, Daylight Dreamland or whatever it was, the Disney one. Just those kinds of games. We played a lot of Fortnite together because that's one we can play together. She's PC, I'm console. So games like Fortnite, games like Apex, we played that for a while. We haven't played that in a long time. But stuff like that. She's gotten back into Slay the Spire. She loves Skyrim. She'd gotten into Call of Duty there for a while she was working with them. She got pretty good at Call of Duty. That was probably the first game that she and I played together. Being cross-platform, and it was great because, well, I use great in quotes, because she was always way better than me. And so we'd be in her lobbies because she would host. And so she'd be at the top of the leaderboards and I'd be at the very bottom. And then by the time I'd get good enough to be in the middle of the leaderboards, based on the algorithm, it bumped us up in lobbies. And then I'd be right at the bottom again. So it'd get really frustrating. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, right now she's back into Slay the Spire. She was playing Disney Dream Valley or whatever it is. She played a little bit of everything. Aren't we all nerds? Everybody's a little bit of a nerd. Yeah, it's not a bad version. It's very similar to a chest press on a machine, just because we don't have the machine. Because if you think about it, machine chest press stuff is just all pulleys and plates. It's just since we don't have the machine, it's nice to be able to use what we have. Yeah, she is a much bigger gamer than I am. We played Dark Souls? No. I think she has played it, but that one's not. I don't think that one's really on her radar. I've seen that one. I don't have too much interest in it right now. So I wasn't really playing a whole lot. I've been Xbox for 20 years. I wasn't really playing a whole lot. I kind of got burnt out on Xbox One games. There wasn't really anything new coming out that I really enjoyed. The last really kind of new game I played was probably Halo Infinite, and I liked the storyline enough, but the multiplayer was garbage. I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking or anything, but I enjoyed it. And so I was playing through like Tomb Raider again, and playing through... What was the other one I played? I don't even remember. But a few weeks ago, she got a PS5 back during the pandemic. She was able to get her hands on one, and she was using that to stream. She was playing some games on there. But obviously, like I said, she stopped streaming about a year ago now. And so it was just sitting in her office, and we brought it into the living room, and I've kind of now upgraded the system that I get to use. So I've been able to play PlayStation 5, and I got into playing Spider-Man. the one that was out on PS4, but it's the PS5 remaster, which is beautiful. I wish I would have played it earlier. I remember when she and I first started dating back in 2018, I would come over and just watch her play. We'd just sit on the couch and she would play, and I loved that. I love watching her play. Which is interesting because I don't really care to like jump on Twitch and watch people stream. Maybe I just haven't yet. But I love just hanging out with her and watching her play through the story. And so it's fun for me to do that. I'm remembering like watching her play through these boss fights and stuff. And then also Ghost of Tsushima, I downloaded that one because I'd heard such good things about it. I loved the original Assassin's Creed trilogy. Assassin's Creed 1, the Brotherhood the Ezio Legacy trilogy, and Assassin's Creed 3. I kind of scrapped the rest of them. I stopped after a couple of them. But somebody had told me that Ghost of Tsushima was very similar to the original Assassin's Creed games, and I've been really enjoying that one too. I'm really kind of full sent into Spider-Man right now, but I'm going to get into Ghost. And then I re-downloaded God of War 3 Remastered because I loved that game on the PlayStation 2, so I'm going to finish God of War 3, jump into the new series. So a lot of plans to get back into gaming again, and I'm very excited. Downside is that it's getting into spring and summer, so the weather's nice, so I want to be outside a little bit more. But we'll figure it out. We'll find the balance, and we'll make it happen. Maybe one of these days I'll set up the phone in the living room and we'll play some games or something. We'll stream a game or two. See how that goes. But for now, I'm going to stay in my lane. I like the fitness and health version of Twitch. We're going to stay in this lane for now. Lifting weights and getting strong is a lot of fun. Walked throughout Italy and it was like your neighborhood thanks to Ezio. Yeah, we were talking, we were out for a run, I think last Thursday. We run on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and we were just, or maybe it was Saturday, and we were running around downtown Columbus, and we were kind of elevated, and it was almost the same level as like a building right next to us. It kind of went down to a valley, and there was the building, so you could see the roof of it. And Jess was like, "Excuse me, do you ever like run and look at these buildings and think of games like Call of Duty and like Warzone where you like land on the rooftops and get going?" And I was like, I usually think of like Assassin's Creed, especially when we're downtown or see like old, you know, we went on vacation to New York City, so you see like some of the older buildings in there. You go to any historic part of a town. I'm like, man, I just imagine just crawling up on them. And same way. I've only played like maybe 4 or 5 hours of Ghost of Tsushima, but it's so beautifully done. All I can think about the entire time is I want them to just completely remake the first Assassin's Creed, which takes place during their Crusades, in the same vein as Ghost of Tsushima, because it could be so beautiful and so awesome. It was kind of a repetitive game. I loved the story of it, but the gameplay was really repetitive, which was groundbreaking for the time. I mean, it was like, what, early 2000s, maybe around 2000, 2003-ish, maybe 2005, but it was still very early in the stages, and it was very groundbreaking, but they could like remaster and update that and make it so cool. But that's just the fanboy in me. You used to fantasize your school getting burned by a dragon? Haven't gone that far. But I can understand where you're coming from. Okay. Thank you guys again for being here. Always lovely to hang out. Always appreciate you swinging by. Got a good push day going on today. It's usually our Friday that we hit this workout. But because of a schedule change with this weekend, I had to shift. And I did my long run yesterday, so my legs are just basically burnt toast right now. So we shifted and do our bench press day today. Whew. Oh. Gotta be okay with having a flexible schedule, being flexible with your schedule. I'm playing in a hockey tournament this weekend, which means I'm playing hockey Friday night and 2 games on Saturday. I usually do my long runs on Saturday, and I can't do that because of all the hockey. I would just be dead. So I shifted and made my easy run on Tuesday. Yesterday, my long run, which means I shifted. Squats are going to be tomorrow. Bench press from Friday to today. Gotta be flexible sometimes, man. Life gets in the way. Life's always gonna get in the way. You're never gonna have a perfect moment to start or to continue on to push through in a program for fitness or health. You just have to find a way to make fitness fit into your busy life. Don't try to make your life fit into fitness and nutrition. That's where a lot of people fail when they start off on a fitness journey, is they think they've got to fit all this into their life, or they've got to fit their life into fitness and health. Make this stuff fit into where you already have time. Be okay shifting things around. It's okay that you don't follow Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like if you do that every week and then maybe a Friday gets bombarded, you can do that Friday workout on Tuesday or Thursday or Saturday or Sunday. There are still 4 other days you can do that workout. You just got to be flexible and you just got to be proactive about it. Or if you are reactive where something happens in the moment and you don't get to a workout, it's okay. Because the gym's not going anywhere. Just make sure you go again tomorrow. It's an all-meat diet, good for building muscle. I am going to say no. I am not a big proponent for like the carnivore diet. Diets are tricky. I don't subscribe to any one-size-fits-all diet. Just like I don't subscribe to any one-size-fits-all exercise or workout plan. The workout plan that I would assign to you, Bernard, would be different than the one I would assign to Crimson Chaos, which is different than the one I would assign to 50 Fit, which is different from the one I would assign to Fried Ice Cream. You know, everybody's different in their goals and their abilities, same way everybody's different to the reactions to foods, to diets, to nutrition. If you were to try an all-meat diet, the carnivore diet, and your body responded well to it, and you saw growth in your muscles, and you saw that you weren't putting on fat, and you weren't feeling sluggish, and your blood work is fine, and everything works well, then go for it. If it doesn't, don't go for it. What's nice is there's so many different variations of diet and nutrition that at the end of the day, just eating quality sources. You know, if you're going all meat, don't eat all deli meat, right? You know, if you're going keto, make sure the fats that you're eating are healthy fats and not just gulping down bacon grease. You know, it's all about the choices within each diet. Every diet works because in general you're switching up what you're eating from what you were eating to what you're now eating. And in that change, you also typically eat less. When you eat less, you typically lose weight. From a building muscle standpoint, proteins and carbs are very beneficial. Carbs are your energy source, they replenish and build the muscle. Your protein is what helps with the recovery prospect, rehabbing the muscle fiber tears from your lifting. It all works together. We need all of them. That's why they're called macronutrients. They're the largest nutrients within foods, and we need all of them. Now, however you get them, it's up to you. Just make sure they're quality sources. It's like people saying that they're vegan, but the only thing they eat is like Kraft mac and cheese. And like donuts. Like, yeah, of course those are vegan, because there's no food in them, right? But it doesn't mean it's healthy. It all depends. The classic personal trainer, coach response. Does it work? It depends. All right. Yeah, no one size fits all. I know some coaches that swear by one meal a day, some coaches swear by intermittent fasting, some coaches swear by paleo, vegan, keto, what is it, the ancestral diet where you just eat like beef organs basically and raw meats and all that garbage, and the carnivore diet. There's so many different diets out there, like they just are crazy, man. Just focus on bettering your protein, bettering your sources of your food. Just live your life, man. Just like if somebody asked me what's the best fitness program to reach X goal. At the end of the day, the best program, the best nutrition plan, the best thing for you is whatever is going to fit into your schedule, fits into your lifestyle, is relatively enjoyable and doesn't cause you too much stress and pain and sorrow in this world, and is one that you will stick with and show up with and is getting you the results. Because everybody wants the one size fits all. Everybody wants the answer, and the problem is everybody is different. You gotta try them and find the one that fits for you. I've tried if it fits your macros. I've tried intermittent fasting. I tried the bodybuilder diet where all you eat is chicken, rice, and broccoli. I've tried elimination diet where you cut foods out completely. And they work for a little bit, but then something happens and your life changes, or you drive by a McDonald's in the middle of your 20-hour fast and you're starving. Things happen that throw you off, which means that it's not quite the right fit. So then you change and you adjust and then you move on. I talk to a lot of people that are like, oh, I just need to do keto again. I did keto and I saw great results. Well, great. What happened to disrupt that caused you to stop doing keto? Oh, well, I went to a happy hour, ended up having a couple beers, and next thing you know, there's a pizza place outside, so I just gorged myself and I said, fuck it. Okay, so clearly that's not going to fit. Or if it does, we need to find a way to mitigate that or to get back on track as soon as that happens. So that's what I work with people is like, okay, identifying what went well, what didn't go well, how do we fix what didn't go well, and how do we make what did sustainable and long lasting. So that way it doesn't cause extra stress and trauma, because all this stuff, adding in working out, adding in going to the grocery, adding in nutrition, meal planning, all the stuff that we need to do to get healthier, building muscle, toning up, getting strong, losing weight, whatever it is, takes time, takes energy away from the fact that we already have busy lives. So we need to find what's sustainable, what fits for you, and what gets you results, and isn't terribly unfun. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Or silly. Keep it simple, silly. Ted, probably. Some say the bacteria in our gut are the ones that influence our preferences. I don't know that it's the gut bacteria that influence our preferences. I will say that I am starting to believe, as the more that research comes out and the more I understand it, that our gut bacteria does get affected by what we eat. I don't know that it necessarily influences our preference. I think it's more of what we are consuming has an effect on our gut bacteria. But and that's over my head, so I'm not quite sure. I haven't done the research on that, so I'm going to leave it at that. But I had one of my coaching calls. So with my online coaching, a little backstory. My online coaching, one of the aspects of it is we do a weekly coaching call. So every week on Wednesdays, and everybody can hop on and we celebrate wins. We go through any obstacles or problems, and then we usually have a topic of conversation. One of the big topics of conversation we had about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months now, was around the idea of sweets. Like, one of my clients has a sweet tooth. How do I get around that? And we talked about different ways to approach it. And ultimately, somebody brought up, they're like, it's just like anything. Like, your taste buds can relearn. Because one of my other clients was on the call, and he had mentioned that he had struggled with that. And he's at a point where now the chocolates and the candies that he used to reach for taste too sweet, and now just going for like fruit or like dried fruit or even just a smaller piece of that candy or whatever it is, or half a cookie, satiates him enough because he's retrained his taste buds to learn that the healthier options are just as sweet, just as tasty as ever, as they've always been. But now his taste buds can actually feel it and sense that, and that obviously kickstarts all the rest of the processes inside internally that deal with all that. But yeah, I imagine our gut bacteria does have some play. I just don't know the full. I don't have a full information to say how. All right. One of the things I'm going to start doing, because it is summer, we're getting close to summer, is we're going to start doing our arm exercise a little bit more. We'll be wearing a lot more cutoffs this summer, because why not? Sun's out, guns out, right? So we're going to finish off today's workout with some tricep skull crushers and barbell curls. So I'm going to add a little bit of weight, and we'll hit those for our triceps and our biceps. And aside from wanting to make them bigger, more toned if you will, because there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that, one of the reasons why I'm adding these in is because our arms are accessory muscles that help with our pushes and our pulls. I want to get stronger at my bench press, so I train my chest and my shoulders, but I also need to train my triceps more. Triceps are the extension of the elbow, so they're the ones that are helping with that lockout. They are an accessory muscle. Same thing if I'm doing my deadlift, lifting up. Those biceps are in charge of all the things through my arm, through my forearms as well, are going to help strengthen to hold on to that weight. So I'm going to start incorporating a little bit more of those in. Plus, it's kind of fun. You got to have a little bit of vanity in what we're doing here. Slide a little bit further away. we're going to do 4 rounds superset of our skull crushers and barbell curls. Superset being that we do 2 exercises back to back with little to no rest in between. The only rest I have here is that I'm changing out the weight before picking up the bar into our barbell curls. Can't quite curl as much weight as I can skull crush, which makes sense as there are only 2 main heads to the bicep muscle, hence bi, and there are 3 for the tricep, hence tri. It is natural that your triceps would be stronger than your biceps. Whew. If you guys are ever going to donate blood, I highly suggest doing a few sets of curls, even with just like soup cans or a milk jug. Gets the blood pumping into your arms so that way they can find a good vein to get that blood going. I think I pulled a muscle while doing overhead tricep press yesterday. Oh no. That's not what you want. Got a little bit of a strain in one of your triceps. It's not what we like to hear. Hopefully you recover quickly, and it's not too painful, hopefully just a little bit sore. How long does it take to heal? It depends on the injury, and depends on how you rehab it. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too long. I've talked about this before. Movement is medicine, so I honestly I don't think you need to like really dial back too much. Just be careful. Maybe give yourself some extra warm up and kind of feel how extensions feel, how presses feel. Keep it simple. Don't overtax it. Things like curls and things will be fine. Everything else will be fine. It's just your pushing motions. Maybe just figure out how that feels. Do a couple extra warm-up sets before you dive into your actual workout. Hopefully, since you said it happened yesterday, hopefully with your plan or whatever you're following, you won't be doing those again until, say, maybe Friday at the earliest. Give yourself a couple of days to rehab and let it rest. doesn't hurt that much, but when I lean on my arm, it kind of stings. So yeah, take it easy. And again, hopefully you don't have any pushing motions. Bench press, overhead press, tricep push downs. Hopefully you give those a rest for a couple of days, maybe until like Friday, maybe Saturday, or whenever your next push day is. Then we can give it a couple extra days to rehab. I had no idea that Friday was your push day. I just was assuming that you should take at least 2 days off from pushing. And 2 days out from today is Friday. It's a lucky guess. Oh no, it's just a lucky guess, Bernard. Don't worry about it. Basically, what I was saying was, since you did them yesterday, give yourself at least 2 days rest on your push. So naturally, that would just be Friday, or you could do it next week. I don't know, man. Like, I do my presses once a week. My main pushing day is once a week. But I can understand how that would be a little bit terrifying for a second. How'd you know? I'm at your gym. Ugh. I know exactly where you are and what you're doing all the time. I don't. That'd be creepy. Who has the time to be a stalker? I was just thinking about that during that set. Like, when you asked, how did you know? I was scared for a second. Make a joke like I'm stalking you so I know what you're always doing. Who has the time to be a stalker? There's just too much stuff to do. I guess maybe you don't have that much going on in your life so you can stalk people, but I can't imagine. It sounds exhausting. You can tell we're getting near the end of the workout if that's the conversation we're having. I'm so sorry. Stalking is bad. Don't stalk anybody. Energy levels are clearly drained. Our mind is clearly gone. Am I a hacker or a psychic? No, not even close. I am not. Alright, on that note, we are finished up. That was the end of our workout. We had a great workout. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, hanging out. Bernard, thank you for the conversation. Everybody else in here, you guys are the best. This is the last day I'm going to be streaming this week. I usually stream on Fridays, but because of schedule change, because of a lot of things going on, I won't be able to make it on Friday. So thank you again for being here today. We'll be back on Monday, hopefully, depending on how our body feels. I'm going to be playing in a hockey tournament all weekend, so Monday I might just be dead to the world. You guys are the best. Thank you for stopping by. Follow, subscribe. You can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter. You guys know the drill. Mubot's dropped the Discord a couple times. You guys are the best. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.